Right, we need to play this scenario out. You bought a brand new driver, it could be second hand, it could just be a brand new driver that you've lost love for. People do it, the honeymoon period ends and it's like, what do I do?
How long does that usually take?
Depends on what you play. It could be a week, could be 2 weeks, could be a month. But it could be over quickly. Like, and I've got a cheat sheet I think they can really use to help them.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good to be fair. If you're struggling with low trajectory or slicing, I mean, how many, if we put it in a percentage, how many golfers are doing that?
60? 70 maybe, 70.
Too much height / spin or hooks.
Yeah, well, 20.
If you're slicing and you need a straighter ball flight, is that not everyone?
Hang on, everyone.
And golfers consistently hooking the golf ball. So I'm excited to see what each says, because to be fair, I mean, I would literally have this as my, if I was a golfer, like an avid golfer, I would have this as my bloody wallpaper.
You know what, like, screensaver on your phone, do it now. I would say this is something that you're down at the range and you're thinking, I'll experiment with this. This is what I'd do. First scenario, give it me and we'll talk people through this.
Let's do hooking. Let's do golfers
just
consistently hooking the golf ball,
Now, what you would do is, this driver doesn't actually have this setting, but I repeat.
What setting would it be?
I'm going to say that now.
Okay, sorry.
It's all to be revealed then. Look at she's chomping at the bit for this. You would make your driver a flatter lie angle. Now you'll notice, models like Ping have a flatter lie angle because they are a driver that tends to sit more upright. And when we're saying more upright, that toe sits more in the air. So making this lie angle flatter means the face won't point as left at impact, and if you're hooking the golf ball as a right-hander, your face is always pointing left and therefore close to your path. Making the lie angle flatter, and it's not this way, it means more toe down, this direction will help the face not point as left. So if you have a loft setting, Ping have this, I'm definitely, or 100% Ping do, maybe Cleveland also have this, but if the words flat are on your loft sleeve and you're hooking it, that's where you've got to go. We can't do it on this one, unfortunately, because you'll notice on here we have, and I think Ping do it, you know, because they are known as a more forgiving driver, so they sit more upright anyway, because someone who slices it tends to go for a Ping because it's more higher handicap. I'm putting that in a summary here, I'm labelling it, it's not necessarily always that way.
Let's go.
This is what we've got here on ours. We've got neutral, standard, draw. That's what we've got. As you can see, there's nothing to make it flatter on here. Okay, right, give me next scenario.
So, slicers needing straighter ball flight.
Okay, this is where you would making it more of an upright lie angle. And upright means here, okay? The toe would be more up in the air. Let me explain. So on here, on this one, we have draw. So we would put it to neutral and D. Let me just find neutral, draw, and where's neutral? How do we get this here? Standard, draw.
Can I just ask, you know how that has +2? What's the max number it can be at then? Is it 2 the most you'll get?
I think 1.5 to 2 is the most. I did put it in that pocket, I can't get it to it. 1.5 to 2 degrees is the most you'll be able to loft up a driver. I can't recall, guys, get in the comments, right, if you've ever seen anything more than 2. I can't recall that ever being the case. So, why does that help him? You're trying to ask that question, aren't you?
I am.
So why does it make an upright help? It helps because, right, let me tee this golf ball up. Righty-ho, let's tee this golf ball up. We've got our golf ball teed up. Now, when you make your lie angle of the golf club more upright, the toe of the club will sit more in the air, which helps you have the face slightly more closed at impact and launch the ball a little left. So think about this. If you're a chronic slicer, having upright golf clubs in irons seriously helps reduce that slice and stops you launching the ball to the right because the loft starts to point left more, okay? So having an upright lie angle if you're a slicer really helps. Now for me, on this draw, we should start to see it go a lot. Now other things you could do is move CG. If we look at this cheat sheet, not all manufacturers have this ability. So we're going to leave this in neutral, okay? We're just looking at loft sleeve settings. So draw, this will now place slightly more upright. You would sometimes on other manufacturers have draw might not be as draw, it might be as upright. They do sort of slightly change, but essentially...
So what are you, so this shot now, what are you anticipating? Because you usually hit a draw anyway, don't you?
I'm anticipating a huge blooming draw.
Good job the water's on the left.
Yeah, I know, well, this is where you've got a bit of skill, Em.
Oh, God.
This does feel way more upright. The toe of the club looks so much more in the air to me there.
And you're guessing you don't like that then?
Not someone who hates overdrawing it, no.
Right then. I'm intrigued.
Here we go. Look how that's... I aimed so far right then. Look how that's drawing around the corner. I do often think...
Oh, you got an unlucky bounce there.
Did it?
It's a good job you're not playing the hole out.
I do often think, you know, why don't I just set it to upright and aim really right? But you can, this is what playing around the loft settings do. So nice and simple, on this cheat sheet, we're starting to fill it in now. If you're someone who is a chronic hooker of the golf ball, you're gonna wanna make it flatter on your loft sleeve settings. And if you're a chronic slicer of the golf ball, you're gonna wanna make your driver more upright. Everyone's wanting to see more of you on the channel, Em. Now, I'm actually gonna get you to adjust this loft setting on this one. So there's the driver. And wait, where have I put the pin? Here it is. Okay, so the next scenario I've got on the cheat sheet is if you're a golfer who is struggling with a low trajectory, and I tend to see a low trajectory as a bit of a slicey one. Now I also want to add to this, people, and this is a really important point, and I want to see your face here. Oh, look at what she's doing here. A lot of people always look at the loft on their driver as that's what loft I'm going to bring to impact. So I don't give a monkeys what loft you have on your driver. I want you to look at your ball flight, because someone might have a 12-degree driver and still be launching it lower impacts and go, oh, I can't add loft. It's all about how you deliver the club. You could have a 12-degree driver and actually bring in 9 degrees. So then feel, actually, you're reducing it all the time. So base it on the ball flight, not the number on your driver. Really important point, and I think people would get misconstrued with not thinking like that.
But so the majority of slicers, are they low trajectory or?
I would say most of them are high.
Right. So not this one.
Not this one. I would say that they are the other one, where usually a slice comes with a massively open face. So that's why making it more upright helps start to launch the ball a little bit left, and that's why it always ends up being high. But low slicers tend to be more senior, people who struggle with club head speed, low and slicey. That's the scenario that we see.
So what am I doing with this?
I thought you were going to tell us. So we're going to now make that. I want you to do this. You're going to add 2 degrees. You asked me what the biggest was before. Where's to put it to 2 degrees?
The thing is I actually don't even know what I'm doing here. Well, 2, and then what's that? Neutral.
That's draw.
No, I know that says draw.
Says D. You could leave it on draw. Yeah, you could make it more upright.
Yeah, but are you saying have it on neutral?
Well, I'm saying you could do both.
+2.
Yeah, but we'll go neutral +2 for this.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing anyway.
Okay, here we go. This is the test.
Leave it to me.
But yeah, you're right. You could make it draw +2 also.
What would that? Wait, make even more.
That would make it a little bit upright and adding loft. But let's just do this one, right? For now. So people are thinking, why is this going to help? Adding loft to a driver, I've got to explain this a second. It might take them a few minutes to get this to actually click in.
5 minutes later.
In your own time, Ems. By the way, the golf course is looking so different now. That had some rain. Come on, go get some beans. It's got a click. Yes! There we go.
Is that it now? Is it done?
I was a bit panicking then you were gonna break it. So, why does adding loft to a driver, and this is how I would explain it. This is, let's say this is your standard loft of your driver, whatever it is, whatever number it says. If you add loft to a loft sleeve, the face starts to add loft and point a little left, which therefore, if you're a slicer who hits it low, the adding loft is going to help increase launch and spin to give us a bit more height. And this action of adding loft closes the face slightly, helps reduce the slice.
Got you.
There we go.
I'm following.
Right, so me hitting this now, it should go a lot higher, and again with that bit of a drawy nature to it, more than I would normally see. Look how much higher that is.
Yeah, you can tell straight away, can't you?
And to be fair, it's pretty much bullet straight on that wind, but it's really held that wind. How much higher was that?
That was loads higher.
Yeah, it's too much loft for me, that. I'm someone that doesn't need to add too much loft. I would probably add, well, I have actually mine set on neutral +1, not +2. Right, okay, final scenario.
Last one, yeah.
Ready for it?
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
Hit me.
If you are a golfer that has too much height and spin or slightly hooky shots. This final scenario is for too much height, spin or hooky shots. We're wanting to lower our ball flight, have less spin, and doing this, decrease the loft, okay?
Makes sense.
So as we just said a minute ago, adding loft does that, taking loft does this.
This is so good for anyone, isn't it?
Oh, it's mega.
I'd use this.
You know, actually in my head, I was panicking that you hadn't actually tightened it up enough.
It clicked, didn't it?
It did, but it wasn't like a, you didn't do it. It was a bit like, was the head going to come flying off there? So.
Good job, it's not my day job.
No comment. Oh!
Oh, there he is.
Here we are. Right, okay, so let's go on here.
Also, has anyone ever seen such white gloves?
It's nice, isn't it?
It's
Brand
nice,
new that, straight out
but
of the box.
I've never, usually also tatty, and you have all your new ones just in a random box.
Yeah, but everyone does that. Everyone, when they're just practicing, they have like their old glove, and it's nice. If I won the lottery, that's definitely what I'd do. I'd have a new glove every day.
Yeah, that's
golf.
like Justin Bieber though, when he, do you remember that? It went mad because everyone...
New pair of boxes every day.
Yeah, I mean, what?
Yeah, but I wouldn't then throw the other glove away. I'd have that as a practice glove. But every time I played, let me caveat that. Every time I played around a golf, if I won the lottery, I'd have a brand new glove.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. It just feels weird you having such a white glove.
You're trying to say I look smarter than I do normally?
No comment.
So again...
Good job it's not your day job. Oh, wait, it is.
That's nasty. So now we've actually opened the face slightly because we've taken loft off. And these are only minimal, but they make a real difference. You can fine tune it as long as you know what the loft sleeve does, okay? And we'll put a little sheet at the end so you can, to be fair, save the video, screenshot it, subscribe to the channel, and you can really keep up to date with what you can do.
So, sorry, what are we anticipating here exactly?
Low ball flight, and probably a little fadey for me. Look how
so
low that is. But can you see, right, if you were somebody who was hooking it, that lower loft, or hooking it and hitting it high, just brings it straight down. Now these adjustments aren't right for me. I'll tell you what I have on. So let me play a scenario. I have mine on to achieve around 11 degrees of launch. I have my driver set on neutral and +1. So listen to how I said that. To achieve around 11 degrees of launch, it's 10-degree driver now. But I'm saying to achieve 11 degrees of launch for me, that's my optimum. And that's why I'm saying it doesn't matter what's on that loft sleeve. It doesn't matter what trajectory you have written on it. It's all about what you deliver. So think about your ball flight, less about the number that's on your driver. So let me run you through these really quickly from the top. If you are a golfer who launches it low and has a bit of a slicey curve, we're going to want to add loft. You could also add loft and make it more upright. Some driver loft sleeves allow you to do that. But nice and simply, if you can't make it more upright, first thing, add some loft. If you're a golfer who hits it too high and a little bit hooky, we are going to want to, really simply, take loft off our driver. Start massive and tone it down. Final two scenarios, if you're a slicer, make your driver more upright. And if you're a hooker, some manufacturers allow you to make it flatter, Ping being one of them. If you're hooky, making it flatter is seriously going to help because the face will point a little further right and not as closed, which is going to help save you a ton of shots. So yeah, going back to the start of this video, if you bought a driver and it's not quite right, they're the little loft adjustments I would use to help get back in love with her.